How many innocent souls do you think are languishing behind bars right now? It's a chilling thought, isn't it? The idea that a person could be stripped of their freedom, their dignity, and their future, all because of a mistake made by the justice system. The United States, home to the so-called land of the free, incarcerates more than 2.3 million of its citizens, each one living a life of monotony and isolation, their every action scrutinized and controlled. But imagine for a moment that you are one of these individuals, and worse, you are innocent. The American justice system is lauded as one of the finest globally, yet it is not without its flaws. In 2016, a startling 180 people were exonerated for crimes they didn't commit. Just 3 years later, in 2019, another 136 innocent people were set free. But how many more are still waiting for their day of liberation? Quantifying the exact number of innocent people behind bars is an insurmountable task. It would require an exhaustive review of records across federal, state, and county levels. And even if we could gather all that information, consider this. An estimated 95% of convictions are the result of plea bargains, not trials. These cases leave little to no traceable records. What we can measure, however, are the figures we get from exonerations and death penalty records. As of January 2020, there have been 2,547 exonerations recorded since 1989. It's also estimated that close to 4% of defendants sentenced to death are later found to be innocent. While 36 states and Washington, D.C. have laws offering compensation for exonerees, there are still 13 states that offer no such recompense. The federal standard for compensation is a minimum of $50,000 per year of incarceration, with an additional amount for each year spent on death row. Advocacy groups like the Innocence Project are pushing for a universal wrongful conviction compensation law. Just consider that for a moment. An innocent person, stripped of their freedom, their life put on hold, and in some cases they receive no compensation for their suffering. It's a sobering reality, and it's one that needs to change. So, what can we do? We can support organizations that work tirelessly to exonerate the wrongfully convicted. We can advocate for fair compensation for exonerees, and most importantly, we can remember those who are still waiting for their day of liberation, and work to ensure that no innocent person has to suffer behind bars. Because justice, true justice, means freedom for the innocent.